So for standard 8, today we will be starting the chapter on page number 43, Visions for India. The third vision that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has for India is to stand up to the world. We should stand up to the world, otherwise no one will respect us. If we allow our neighboring countries to attack us, to grab our land, to attack our culture, all the other nations will lose respect for us, because strength meets strength. If someone is showing strength to us, we should be able to ward them off by showing strength. We must be strong not only as a military power, but also as an economic power. We should be able to supply the products to the world. We must go taking both of these hand in hand. Why are we in India so embarrassed to recognize our own strength, our own achievements? We are such a great nation. If we have self-respect, we will understand that we have so many amazing success stories, but we are unable to acknowledge them. We always are awed by foreign products. If we see anywhere made in USA, made in UK, made in Australia, made in New Zealand, made in Canada, we have immediately developed great respect for that product. But as soon as we see something made in India, we feel that it has to be an inferior product. It cannot match the international standards. If that is so, then we all of us need to work towards making India an internationally accepted, developed nation. Whenever any country sees the label made in India, they should feel proud that, oh, we are holding a product made in India. And all of this depends on us, the young generation, the young people of India. We have to make India a great nation. Why? Because we are the second largest producer of wheat in the world. We are the second largest producer of rice in the world. We are the first largest milk producer in the world. We are number 1 in remote sensing satellites. Everyone knows that New Zealand milk is the best milk. But no, we don't know ourselves that we are the largest producer of milk in the world. We are giving importance to New Zealand milk. But if we increase the quality of our milk, if we improve the quality of our milk, our maximum production of milk will be given respectful status. We are number 1 in remote sensing satellites. We always see Hollywood movies, sci-fi movies, where they show space movies, different satellites going into space. But the reality is, India is number 1 in remote sensing satellites. Look at Dr. Sudarshan. He has transferred his tribal village into a self-sustaining, that is, the whole village is able to fulfill its own needs. It does not require to import any food grains or anything from other villages or outside. He has transformed the tribal village into a self-sustaining and self-driving unit. It is completely self-dependent. There are millions of such achievements in India. But sadly, our media, our TV reporters, our channel heads are obsessed. They are mad after only with the bad news and the negativities and the failures and the distasters of India. They only want to show the poor people the dirty roads and the other negative news in the channels. Why? Because that makes their news channels famous, more seen by the international public. All the nations want to see only bad things about India, because not every country is our friend. Not every country wants us to rise. Do we not realize that self-respect comes with self-reliance? If we are not dependent on any other country, and if we make other countries dependent on India, it is a very natural behavioral response that they will have respect for us, because if they do not have respect for us, we will not be supplying the goods that they require. Right now we have to beg, we have to request them to allow their production, farm produce, to come to India, because we are not working towards improving our own Indian facilities. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam further says, I was in Tel Aviv, that's the name of a place, once, and I was reading the Israeli newspaper. Now Tel Aviv is in Israel, and he was reading the Israeli newspaper. It was the day, on that day, in Israel, there were a lot of attacks, there were a lot of bombardments from the neighboring countries, and too many deaths had taken place. The Hamas had struck. Hamas is the name of an international terrorist organization which is active in Israel. They had attacked Tel Aviv in Israel, and they had caused too many casualties, means too many people had died. But to Kalam's surprise, the front page of the newspaper had the picture of a Jewish gentleman, a gentleman who was a Jew, who in the last 5 years had transformed his desert land, his land which had only sand in it, he had converted it into an orchard farm and granary where he was growing food grains. That was the headline in the newspaper. The news of the terrorist attack was not present on the newspaper, and this was inspiring picture that everyone woke up to. No one was given the news of the terrorist attack on the first page by this newspaper. Everyone was given the news of this beautiful achievement by this person in Israel who had converted his desert land into a beautiful farm. The gory details of the killing, the blood that was flown, the violence that had taken place, all the killings, bombardments and the deaths were printed, but not on the front page. They were printed inside the newspaper on the 3rd, 4th, 5th pages, and that bad news was buried among other news. You literally had to search the newspaper for the news about the killings. Isn't this possible in our country? Can't we also turn positive and give importance only to positive news that are happening around? Can't we change a bit as Indians to give respect with our whole heart to India? This is what Kalam says, I want to live in a developed India. Another question, why are we as a nation so obsessed with foreign things? As I previously said, we want foreign TVs, we want foreign shirts, we want foreign technology, we want Apple iPhones, we want all the Vivo and Oppo phones that are made in China. Why are we so obsessed with this? Why this obsession with everything imported? Why are we so mad about things that are made in other countries? Do we not realize that self-respect comes with self-reliance? Please understand, our Prime Minister has given the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat in 2020, but this person, our missile man, our scientist, our expert Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has given this vision so long back. He is telling us not to be dependent on foreign products. He further says, I was in Hyderabad giving this lecture when a 14-year-old girl of your age, you people are of the same age group, this 14-year-old girl asked me for my autograph. She came up with a small booklet, gave him a pen and requested him to give his autograph. I asked her what her goal in life is. She replied, I want to live in a developed India. That small 14-year-old girl understands the difference between a developing nation and a developed India. For her, for you and I, for her, you and I will have to build, will have to work towards this developed India. You must proclaim, you must declare this confidently to everyone around you. This is the India that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam envisioned, and this is what he wants us to convert our India into. Has everyone understood the meaning of this chapter? Does anyone have any questions, doubts, or issues?
No, sir.
Great. All right. I want all these three people to go through this chapter and answer all the questions that are appearing at the end of the chapter. I will inform you about the next class timings again. Until we meet next time, take care everyone. I will take the attendance once again. Please tell me your names again. Disha Kambri.
Disha Kambri.
Kunal Thakur.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who is Rohit?
Rohit Mali.
Rohit Mali. Okay. All right. And Bharti? Who is Bharti?
Bhakti.
Bhakti. Okay. All right. All right. Take care everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.